Assalamu alaikum. My name is Imam Mahdi. However, before I get started, I would like to open up with the Fatiha. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Malaki yawmadeen. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Idana siratal mustaqim siratal ladina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ameen. Today's topic is Imam Mahdi versus and the introduction to American destruction as well as the world by the law of Allah al-Quran. Why is this? Why is this? We can first start off with slavery and the still establishment of slavery by the Constitution of the United States of America in reference to the 14th Amendment, Section 4. In this world, we know oppression is forbidden by the law of God. Any man or nation that oppresses an individual, a people, a society, a nation, is condemned by the law of God. And those who support that oppression and continue to keep it established, all parties are guilty of this oppression, from its initiation to its present situation. All parties and supporters are guilty of this crime. And that brings us to what we now call the United States of America and the so-called continent of Africa and all that surrounds the Mediterranean and the Arabian Peninsula. All are guilty of the so-called black African American slavery in the United States of America. So, where do we go from here? Allah has given me the salvation for all people. The salvation for all people. And some may feel like, well, I don't need salvation. Or you may feel that you already have salvation with your Lord. I promise you, until you hear what I am inviting you to, you will come soon to know that your salvation that you claim is not salvation at all. First, we would like to start that all people are not alike. There are 4 types of people on this thing we call planet Earth. You have the beastmen, mankind, human, and man. And to establish what I'm bringing to you, we shall deal with this on the basis of the rational, the spiritual, the academic, the religious, the political, and the modern society by the law of Al-Quran. The only thing I'm asking you, use your rational mind. Use your rational mind to ponder of what I'm about to invite you to. And to all you so-called black men or African American men descended of slavery who are millionaires, who have over $100 million in your possession at this time, I want you to pay close attention, because you can play a very, very important role in the salvation of your people, in the freedom of your people. So I want you to pay close attention. And by the end of this session, you will know your duty. You will know the opportunity that you missed that could have caused you to come into the salvation of the one and true God. Let's deal with the rational mind. You're dealing with the beastman. You're dealing with a filthy, an animal, a bi, a homosexual, a transsexual, bestiality, insane type of person. This is his characteristics. They try to make gay laws legal in various countries. In certain states, what we call here in the United States, gay marriages is accepted. You have people who have sex with animals, and this is called bestiality. You have people who cross-dress. Look at the entertainment business out in Hollywood. A lot of black stars like Flip Wilson, Jamie Foxx, Martin Lawrence, different people, Tyler Perry, have to dress like a woman to try to make it in the entertainment business, or to continue to make it in the entertainment business. All this is a form of bestiality that we have come to accept as a way of life. This type of media, this type of influence is what's killing our society. And bestiality is the worst form of a human being, of mankind, a worst form. But I'm not going to stay on that. I'm going to go to mankind. And when you deal with mankind, he has pride, greed, lust, anger, envy, jealousy, sloth. You understand? Pride. Allah has revealed in Al-Quran that any who have a mustard seed of pride in their heart will not enter paradise. And in high school, they teach you to have pride in school, pride in the American flag. They teach you and bring you up as the characteristic of Satan himself. Pride is what caused the angel that we call Satan kicked out of paradise onto this thing we now call planet Earth. You understand? But this is what we teach in school. This is what we teach in what we call moral behavior, but it's immoral behavior. Greed, lust, anger, envy, sloth, gluttony. You understand? Oversupply, laziness. All these things are the tools and the behavior of Satan himself. You have the beast in one area, and you have Satan in the other area. So all these things that I just mentioned, we know that this is what makes up what we now call the United States of America society. And then you have the human. Who are the humans? The humans think they got it right. The humans are mostly the Christians, the Jews, the polytheist Muslims. And the reason why I say polytheist Muslims, you have Muslims they'll say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. That's associated putting Muhammad ibn Abdullah as a partner with Allah. You will not find this in the Quran like that. Muhammad ibn Abdullah name, it would be Muhammad. And the reason why I say Abdullah, because that's who his father was. And when you learn Arabic, understand Arabic, you take on the name of your father. That's why Ibn means son. You understand? Because like my son, Imam ibn Mahdi. My other son, Isa ibn Mahdi. You understand? So that's why it's like Muhammad ibn Abdullah. His father's name was Abdullah. But you cannot put Muhammad's name with Allah. And Muhammad's name is only in 4 places in Al-Quran, and then it's not like that. And the reason why I say not like that, look at the Saudi flag in Saudi Arabia. That's what it said, La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. That's not in the Quran. So over 99% of the Americans here who are Muslim, they follow the flag. And that's why I call it polytheist Muslims. And they misguide all these so-called Muslims in the United States into the polytheism. They will not enter paradise. Even though they have the righteous book in their hand, they cannot enter paradise. Because in the Quran, Allah said, do not put no name with his. Call out his name alone. And Allah said, even when you call out his name alone in the Quran, others who say they believe will turn and look at you with anger. They will even hate you. The Muslims who read the Quran and say that's your brother if you say Allah's name alone. And see, when I'm speaking to you about this salvation consists of the holy war struggle. That's why it's called al-jihad. Bush called it when right before he attacked in the Middle East. George W. Bush, the son, the last president, the Bush family, right before he attacked the Middle East, he said, either you're with us or you're with the terrorists. He said, this is a holy war. And when one hears the word holy war, only thing Bush was saying, this is al-jihad. Yes, it is al-jihad. And it came out of the evil man's mouth who initiated it. So you must understand these things, what I'm saying to you, if you want your salvation. So that's who the humans are. Because they're caught in thinking they're doing what is right, but it was wrong. And that which they believe in is wrong. Because Allah never, or the God of creation, never sanctioned Judaism as a religion. Never sanctioned Christianity as a religion. So this is what I want to bring to you. And what is the salvation for this? What is the salvation for these dysfunctional behaviors from these dysfunctional people? What is the salvation? Man. Being a man is the salvation. And you always hear people say, you a man? Especially women like tell other men, oh, you ain't no man. No, what it is a man? A man is one who obeys God's law. Who implements God's law. Not how much money he can bring and put on the table, but who implements God's law. Because when you implement God's law, everything else is taken care of. But if you got a woman who's not obeying God's law, then you got a problem. But who is a man? A man is a person that has truth, justice, peace, freedom, love, joy, unity, and success. In that order. In that order. Because you cannot have, I cannot show you no love, which is the filth one. I cannot show you no love if I have no truth behavior from you and me. Or no justice. You got to have justice. How a slave going to show his enemy, his oppressor, love? How black people, that's why cops are killing black males in a large number in the United States. That's all you hear now. Why are they killing you? They're killing you because you're still a slave. That's why they're killing you. Anything you do, you done brought, the black man done brought the foundation of every technology to America. Yes, of course, a lot of white men took the patent of it, but it was that particular black man who brought the idea. Who brought the idea to them. And they discovered it. But the European, the so-called white man, put the patent on it. And so now it become his. So, what I'm bringing to you in this salvation, and that's the rational level, and what we have for the rational, the salvation. I already have 7 organizations in place. And the rational is Al-Jayuko Masjid Jihad Allahu Akbar. This is for the people. This masjid is for the people. I don't care what your religious background, where you came from, this masjid is for you. You can come to this masjid and study. I don't care your sexuality, your religion background, your political background, or what it is. This masjid, Al-Jayuko Masjid Jihad Allahu Akbar, is the foundation is for that. That masjid is founded for you people to help you come into the salvation of Allah. Of course, when you come in, you may come in sick, but as you read and learn and understand the law, because that's what you're going to learn, the law, your behavior must change. You don't come in and think you're going to turn your bad behavior onto some other member who's trying to do right. No, we have zero tolerance for that. You come into our vicinity, you coming to learn and to change your ill behavior. And if you continue this in our environment, we're going to deal with you by the law of Allah. Not by the law of the United States of America, but by the law of Allah. And if you want to know how we're going to deal with you on that, read the Quran. That's how we're going to respond to you and anybody else. We have zero tolerance. Now, you have your rational, which we just dealt with. Your spiritual. Spiritual. Where are we spiritually? Where are we spiritually? Due to these behaviors, these immoral behaviors that are immoral behaviors that I've just presented to you, your spirituality is with Shaitan. Your spirituality is with Shaitan. But we have something for you. That's why we have Al-Jayuko Masjid Jihad Allah Akbar. And there's a difference between the two masjids. Because this masjid is strictly for those who implements the law of Allah in his community and in the world. When you go through the first masjid, it's a masjid to bring about your healing. But when you get to the level of the second masjid, then you're ready to implement God's law, not only in your life, but in the world, by the law of Al-Quran. And then you come to the academic. The academic levels, we have been destroyed with the academic background here in the United States of America, our people. Not just black people, but white folks too. Black folks, when I was young, black folks did not know much about Africa. You told a black folk when I'm 51 years old. The day is, what's today? It's like 3 more months for the end of so-called Barack Hussein Obama presidency in the United States of America. At this present time, it's a month away from election for Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. So I'm 51 years old at this time. And when I was young, if you told a black person that they were from Africa, they look at you like you crazy. Because they don't know their history. And they definitely didn't know it back then. And to tell them that they was from Africa would be an insult. That's how far gone so-called black people in the United States of America. But now they have come to accept the fact. Now everybody want to be pro-black. But they got to understand something about Africa. They got to have to understand something about Africa. Because the Africans, when we were sold into slavery, the Africans didn't come over here looking for us or try to help us, even till this day. The Africans ain't trying to help us out over here, give us our reparations. There's a few countries over there who are willing to give reparations to the black man, but you got to know how to go about getting it. And I'll come to that later. So, the black man, he must understand that he's not an American per se. You are from the continent, or so-called Africa, and the continent is not really Africa at all. Because the continent was diced up and started in the 1840s. You understand? That's where you get your countries like Saudi Arabia. You got in different countries around Egypt. All these countries start developing, all in the Middle East and on the continent of Africa. Saudi Arabia just got started in 1911. That's when it got its charter as a country, 1911. I pledged to Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. We was established in 1911. My fraternity just the oldest Saudi Arabia. So that's new. 1911? So this is what we're dealing with. This is what we're dealing with. And Saudi Arabia was established and supported by the British government. That's who started Saudi Arabia. And they destroyed the Ottoman empires and the imams and the sheikhs and the ulamas who was controlling the area at that time. You understand? So that's why you must understand the flag in Saudi Arabia. And the flag in Morocco, it just has a star. But behind that flag, that is invisible, that you don't see, the law behind it, it's the same thing. La ilaha illallah, Muhammad Rasulullah. And when I was in Morocco, I got the document to prove it. And that's why I put it in my book. And my book is right here. There's three volumes in this book right here. This L.J. Yuko Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. Al-Jihad, Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3. Everything I do is called Al-Jihad and L.J. Yuko. Al-Jihad, the Holy War Struggle. L.J. Yuko is acronym for the Jihad Allahu Akbar Universal Coalition of Anti-Oppression. So you have Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3 right here. But you won't receive it like this because this is designed for those whom I train. But you can download this book. I have it available right now. Go to the website, www.jihadtv3.com. That's www.jihadtv3.com. You can receive the, you can download my book. Volume 1 is now available for download. This book, and they cost $79.95. But I'm making it easier for you to download, which is $9.99. That's all. I want to make it easy. And the reason why I'm saying this, because brothers who make donations, I don't want you to feel like I'm just asking you for donations. I have something for you. You can buy the hard copy for your whole community, depending on how much money you want to donate. You can just buy the copies and distribute it in your community. That way, you don't feel like somebody's taking something from you if you have that type of mentality. And also, I'm a filmmaker. This is my first documentary drama. We have to shoot our own films, write our own books. But if you're going to do that, you got to know how to, you have to have the truth, the valid truth, that which is impossible to be wrong. So here we have the first documentary drama that I've shot, Al-Jihad, which is Volume 1, 2. This is the Volume 1. To go with Volume 1. And this is $19.95. I haven't put this up yet, but it's going to be available for download. The hard copy is $19.95, but I probably put it up for the site for maybe about $3. Download it, have it move on your system, you know. And this is what I'm bringing to you: Body Law of Al-Quran. And this is the Al-Quran. This is the book that revealed to Muhammad, the prophet, over 1,400 years ago. This book right here, the Holy Quran. And the best Holy Quran you can get is the one that has Arabic on one side and English on the other side. This book here is the commentary of Maulana Muhammad Ali, the Holy Quran. This book right here. You know, you got the A. Yusuf Ali. It's a good translation with the Arabic on one side. The reason why I said with the Arabic on one side, because once you learn Arabic, you can always study the Arabic and look at the English, and it keeps you connected to the truth. Where somebody writes just an English book, you don't know if they're tricking you up or not. And that's what they're doing. And it's against the Islam law for them to do that. I'm just bringing that to you. There's consequence for that too, but I ain't going to talk about that right now. So we just dealt with the rational and the spiritual, the academic. And the academic, one of the books I'm dealing with, Abdul Baki Media Productions Incorporated. That's what we have for the academic. Because this is what the company that I have 7 companies with 2 more that's in the process of finishing this month. And there are 2 very powerful companies that I'm mentioning to you near the end of this session. Because Allah is destroying America. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. Allah has informed me the destruction of America and the world by His law of Al-Quran. And I'm not a new person on the scene. You're just not getting to know me. And the books that I just showed, this is my first book. This is the first book I put out. This was in 1992. And I talked about this destruction way before that there was a 9/11. You understand? A 2001. You understand? For the World Trade Center was hit in New York City. This is way before that. I knew what was coming way before that. A lot of things. And I published this. And it's recorded. The first thing, when that happened, first thing you know, I had the FBI knocking on my door. How did you know? You understand? And Allah provided, I'll provide that answer to you by the end of this session also. So here you have the rational, irrational in the United States, the ill-spiritual in the United States, and the ill-academic, because white folks don't even know their history. The blacks, not only the blacks don't know who they are, white folks don't know who they are. White folks are only 6,000 years old, so-called white people. And who are they? They are none other than the black man, the diseased black man. Everybody, we all from the same source. You understand? The same source. But due to our behaviors, we have, and what we've done in the past, and the nations that Allah have destroyed in the past, look at the world now, that is the result of what people been doing hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years ago. What you see in the world now, we are the result of that. Of the different races, the different dysfunctions. And every now and then Allah sends his prophets. But Muhammad, from Adam to Muhammad ibn Abdullah, may the peace and blessing be upon all the prophets. Muhammad was the last prophet, the seal of the prophets. But he wasn't the last messenger. I am a messenger of Allah. And that's why I'm here today, inviting you to the salvation that he has shown and given me to invite you to. That's why I can bring it to you. A lot of people may talk religion. I don't care if you know Arabic and you know it fluently. But if you haven't experienced what I'm going to explain to you in a little bit, then you're not a conscious messenger of Allah. You can read Revelation and deliver the message, but I'm talking about a conscious messenger of Allah. So with the rational, spiritual, academic, we come to the religion. And that's when you come to Imam Mahdi Military Incorporated. And all these organizations that I'm mentioning to you right now, it is incorporated in the state of South Carolina. We have our charters. This ain't something somebody say, well, it sounds good, so I don't know if it'll work. No, this is the real, baby. This is the real. We are active. We are moving. We are established. Now you can be a part of it, or you can sit there and complain, or try to shoot arrows, but they bouncing off Imam Mahdi. They have no effect. Imam Mahdi Military. What we do at Imam Mahdi Military? I train you. I teach you the stuff you need to know. Because the military that we have in the United States, the world is against. The world hates the United States of America. Why? This shouldn't be a shock to you. First of all, put the blacks in slavery and still got them enslaved by the law of the Constitution, the 14th Amendment, Section 4. You said they cannot be emancipated? Emancipation means to set free. And when you say someone cannot be emancipated, cannot be set free, you have just set yourself up for destruction by the law of God. When you make write down a statement like that. You understand? When you said they cannot be paid for loss of life, not only they cannot be paid for loss of life, you said you cannot be questioned for this? Man, you done lost your mind. You have lost your mind. And then how can you get a job and say you want to defend the Constitution of the United States? That's what you're hearing me now. I'm going to take an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States. You got to be a crazy white nigga, or black nigga, or Asian nigga, whatever you want to call yourself. You have to be one of those niggas, etc., to say you're going to defend the Constitution of the United States when it's an oppressive document. That's an illegal document. That's a worthless document due to the 14th Section 4. That right there made the whole Constitution of the United States as a worthless piece of document.